Yes, friends, again, very good morning and welcome you to Rama Sharma's IPMT. The next system, 41 video we are discussing is digestive system. You know, among all systems, this is probably the most dear system to most of human beings. And we love to use this system more and more. So actually, the proof is when I say we love to use it because the drugs used for this system were world's number one drug. You know, somewhere in 1980s, Tagamed, cimetidine was world's number one largest selling drug from acetylcholine BHM, which was replaced by Gentek from GSK, which was again world's number one drug until 2000, something like Gentek. And then again the replacement of this was a proton pump inhibitor, omeprazole, was world's number one drug. The largest selling drug in 2000 to maybe 2010, around that period, world's number one drug. And I remember that time, you know, the turnover of one product of omeprazole from foreign company was equivalent to all India's total pharmaceutical industry, more than that actually. So that is a proof that digestive system, you know, is one which is a very commonly used system. Let us know what are the organs. So the first organ is the mouth with the teeth, tongue, okay, then salivary glands inside, and then they open into oropharynx, the junction, and oropharynx goes down into the pharynx, and pharynx goes down and opens in esophagus, which is a long pipe behind the windpipe. So esophagus opens into stomach, and stomach now is a very hollow, very powerful organ which actually is part of your digestion, and stomach now opens into small intestine. Small intestine has three parts. The small one, as it comes out, is C-shape, you know, like a C-shape. This is the duodenum. Okay, because you will know that duodenal ulcer, they are here, we will discuss duodenum. Then this comes in, opens into other part, that is jejunum and ileum. That is all together is a small intestine, and then ileum opens into the large intestine. Okay, so intestine, there are two: small intestine, large intestine. Large intestine, now there are ascending colon, okay, then the transfer colon, and there is a descending colon which opens into sigmoid colon, small part of that, and then it is the rectum, and then outside the anus. These are the organs. Okay, plus there are added organs, although some people also discuss separately as a system, that is hepatobiliary system. So this is also part of your digestive system. What are in this? There is a liver, very important organ, liver. Then there is a gallbladder, okay, and from gallbladder there is a duct that is coming, that is a bile duct, and bile duct and liver has a hepatic duct, and that unites and comes into common bile duct, CBD, okay, and then this comes, it is opens into duodenum here. So bile comes here, okay, because food in stomach is acidic. Remember, only place in your whole body where environment and is acidic, and there is a hydrochloric acid which is digesting proteins, can digest anything of made up of protein, including your own body. If I cut some part of intestine from and put in the stomach, it will digest it, okay, because this is acidic. But and if it comes here in duodenum, it will digest duodenum also. But to prevent that, the highly alkaline substance is coming, that is bile salt, bile. Exactly that time bile is coming, so it neutralizes the acidity, and this is how balance is maintained. So that is the bile duct, gallbladder, liver, and also pancreas. Very important organ, directly part of your digestive system. Okay, which we discussed, which produces your hormones, both which controls the glucose. Okay, so these are the organs of digestive system. So the work is very simple. First is the ingestion. So whatever food is coming, you take inside. So for that you have teeth, they crush, they cut, they bite, and then they add the salivary gland, add mucus, water. So the and that becomes, and the tongue will change it. Like from it will change the food. So it is now make as a bolus, or the one which can go inside. So first you eat means you take inside, make it bolus, and then it goes down. So first is the ingestion, take inside. So from oropharynx is going into the esophagus, it goes into the stomach, and there is a sphincter here, remember. Okay, pyloric sphincter. So food travels one way, remember, never two way. Okay, but it can go, and that is what is reflex. From stomach, if it goes into the esophagus, we call this reflex. Esophageal reflex. Esophageal reflex. Okay, or reflex diseases, or we call GERD, gastroesophageal reflex diseases, GERD or GORD, whatever zero, gastroesophageal reflex disease. Okay, so when food from stomach, which is high acidic, remember only this part is protected against stomach acid. And if this food goes back in esophagus, it will digest in esophagus. There will be ulcer, break in continuity of the surface. That is what is ulcer. Okay. So food is the ingestion. Now food comes here in the stomach, and now stomach will digest. So different enzymes rich. Stomach is very the richly supplied with protein digesting substance, with carbohydrating enzymes. Okay, and also lipase or fat digesting enzymes. So all will come together, and it will churn the food and digest. So converts bigger molecules into the smaller molecules. So what is digestion? Is nothing but converting larger molecules into the smaller. That is what is digestion. So carbohydrate complex molecules will be broken to the single. That is the monosaccharides. Okay. Lipid large molecules will be broken down to the the fatty acids and glycerides, fatty acids, and protein, which will broken down into the ultimate unit, that is the amino acids. So that is digestion, and after digestion now there will be absorption. So small intestine will absorb all the nutrients. Okay, and nutrients, all your, even including drugs, all pharmaceutical product, when you take, some are absorbed from here, some from buccal cavity also. You put below tongue or here mucous membrane, directly drug. For example, nitrates, sublingual nitrates, life-saving drug, they are absorbed directly from here. Or nowadays, better, these antiemetic like ondansetron, and some drugs, mouth dissolving tablets are available. So why you take water, you put it below this and it gets absorbed. Okay, so here. Okay, so in from stomach now, you are in the large intestine, small intestine, where everything will be absorbed. Drugs, medicine, amino acids, carbohydrate, glycerides, all will be absorbed. And whatever is the waste, now it will go into the large intestine. There also again, useful things will be absorbed, like water and salt and others. So, and then now food has become, what is not absorbed is slowly and slowly travels in large intestine. Okay, so it goes to the ascending colon, transfer down, come to sigmoid, and then it is stored here. And when you are going to toilet, okay, then it is emptied out. Though this is what is. So ingestion, digestion, absorption, and defecation, these are the function of digestive system, friends. So Digestive system, as we have discussed, that from the point of medical rep also very important system. Okay, because the drugs, now what are the drugs, major drugs? Remember, the all drugs working on stomach. So proton pump inhibitors, all prozols, omeprazole, lansoprazole, and pantoprazole and esomeprazole, all proton pump inhibitors, they work here. They block that oxyntic cells or receptors, which produces hydrochloric acid. They work here. All your ranitidine and famotidine, they block here H2 receptors which is there in oxygenating cells. All antacids, they work here. They because inside stomach. Let us know in very brief about stomach. So this is the, so inside lining of the stomach, it is very highly muscular, and here in the muscle wall there are special cells we call as oxyntic cells or parietal cell, oxyntic cells, and inside is the mucus layer. So antacids when you give, and the hydrochloric acid is produced by oxygenating cell, HCl. This HCl will try to digest the stomach also. It has no love that this is my hydrochloric acid, I should not, Rama Sharma, the stomach. It will digest. So there is a fight. There are attacking force due to hydrochloric acid, and there is protection. So what are protection? One is the the inside endothelium or the mucus layer. So when you take anxiety, they will coat the mucus layer and give symptomatic relief. That is what is the action of all antacids, whatever you take. Okay, there are some which will float here. They don't allow food to go back. They make a raft here, like alginic acid, for example, if you give. So food doesn't go, in gastroesophageal reflux disease, very helpful. So antacids are here. All H2 receptor blockers are here. Okay, and PPI, proton pump, this is also known as proton pump inhibitors, because protonation, H1 is produced, sodium comes, this chloride comes, and together they make hydrochloric acid. So stomach is these drugs are very important, PPI and antacids, all. Even prokinetic, as we have discussed, when food comes here in duodenum, exactly that time bile should come. If suppose acidic food has come and bile has not come, then again there will be here ulcer, that is duodenal ulcer. So these we call as peptic ulcer, remember one word.